Okay. Yeah. So Lenny wrote this article, and then I had at this point I had this thought that, oh, maybe these two together are actually really cool, so it'd be worth kind of doing some kind of thing for that. And then a little while later, somebody reached out, in this community saying, would anybody interested in hosting a talk? Um, and then so then I responded to her. Um, And then I was like, oh yeah, like I have this thought in my head. And she's like, okay, great. So that was that. So the talk was on. This was like, when was this? Last Wednesday, like a week ago. No, maybe a little longer, like maybe 2-ish weeks ago, right? Less than 2 weeks ago. So yeah, from the first message, about 2 weeks. So then, okay, the topic was decided. Then I went to Mila Note, which is this new software I discovered. And hurry up. Sorry, I'm being a bit impatient. Yeah, so this is what I did. First, I just threw together some thoughts. Um, and I was like trying to plan it. And then I was writing all the stuff down. I pulled resources, jobs to be done, links and things like that. So this is what it sounded like, or what it looked like. So I did this maybe for about a week. And then actually this past Sunday, so today is Thursday afternoon, this call happened this morning. And on Sunday, I basically sat down and recorded like a version of the talk that I wanted to give. So I think I worked on some slides and stuff before too. No, I didn't. So I just had this Mila note stuff, and then I looked at it and I recorded a talk. Uh, I was checking to see if there's any embarrassing videos in my feed, but it looks okay. Yeah, so I recorded this talk. So today I'm going to be talking about the initial product discovery process, what it is, how to effectively plan for it, and two important frameworks and processes to use. Right. So in this, So then I have this entire talk, which you can watch if you like, and I made some notes. And then I play the talk back afterwards, and then I made some notes. And those notes are somewhere in here. So this was Sunday. Today is the 10th. So yeah, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, yeah. So this was earlier that night. Yeah. So then I made these notes. Oh, and I actually didn't end up including this in the thing, but we can include this in an article if we write about it. So yeah, so then this thing is there. So this was the first section. So let me name this properly, maybe. So first written version of slide thing. Right. So I recorded the first video, and then let's call this JBTD V1. Yeah, V1. So I wrote all this down, and then I think I had a different one for user story mapping. Yeah, so then I wrote this stuff down. Yeah, there it is. So let's call this. What should I use? Yeah, user story mapping V1. Okay, so then I wrote all these, and then I made a deck, and we can look at the, there's no way to like affect. Yeah. So anyway, there's a deck in there somewhere.
And so I built this deck, like obviously over time. But like on the basis of that, then I built this deck. Then I recorded a new talk, I think. Back. So that was the first version on Sunday. Then I recorded this sometime between then and yesterday. Oh, this was yesterday, I think.
Yeah, so then introduce this.
And then what happened was the other, like the person from IBM, like sent some kind of deck. And then I incorporated my deck into her deck because it looked much better. And then I did the same thing again.
And this, they'll say something and I'll say, thanks for the introduction. Yeah, so my name is Devansh Jain. And today, we'll be talking about, I
think you're going to move that thing. You want to start with what you're talking about.
Yeah. Maybe I can roll these two slides into one. Yeah, so today we're going to be talking about user story, jobs to be done and user story mapping in the context of product discovery. Then we'll be doing some team exercises, and then this is bonus material at the end if you have time for that. A little bit about me. I'm Devansh Jain. I'm a former engineer and product manager. I'm the founder of Corporation of Tech, which is a product.
Yeah. So basically, you can watch this whole video, and this becomes the second time I did the whole talk, but I actually heard it out loud. I got some feedback from this person. Having someone who I was saying it to actually really helped because, it provides this whatever level of user empathy and all that stuff. So that was the second version. Then I made notes again in the same. So then I recorded it. Then again, I watched it, and then I made notes, and those notes are here, I think. Yeah, February 9th. And then, so then I made these notes. You can see what those notes are. Then I recorded another video last night. Okay. So then I made changes, incorporated feedback from that thing, and you can see how the slides progress.
So yeah, Mansi is going to talk about this slide.
This is also a good way to like just practice and get a feel for, you're always kind of scared, right? Like, are you going to know what to talk about, and what's it actually going to feel like? So if you can, whatever, practice it, it's helpful.
So yeah, Mansi is going to talk here. You're interacting somehow with digital products. And so the goal here kind of is for you to understand these two essential, that's kind of our goal, is to make sure that our customers are happy and that they're happy in a way that is actually sustainable and useful for business. It becomes a lot easier. Couldn't get it here.
So yeah, whatever. Then I recorded this. So that was last night, the night before the talk. Then I made more notes that are here, and then I just added those in. And then this morning I gave the actual talk, and there'll be a link to that as well that comes through. But yeah, so that's how I did it. I guess the really key thing is just iterating, and rather than just spending a lot of time writing, just actually say your thing. And so I'm using Zoom to record, and it's so easy. You can upload it to YouTube, you can play it to X, and now there's all this great documentary evidence of the work process as well, right? And so now that enables me to share this kind of meta thing. And also, like, what it took, like on Sunday was the first, like I had all these thoughts, but they were going nowhere. Like the Mila Note stuff was like a struggle. And it was so much work to write all this stuff. Like it took so bloody long that it was, it was hard to kind of, what you want to do is put yourself, whatever. Yeah, it was just hard to iterate and hard to get a sense of what it would feel like to actually be listening to that talk. And the first time I actually showed it to someone, in that second video, I got such great feedback. And even the first time I wasn't, the first time I was giving the talk, there was someone sitting across from me. And so they gave me they were doing something else, but they gave me some feedback as well. Yeah. So record yourself and do that. It's much quicker to iterate this way. Yeah. And thanks to Girish who put me onto this method. Yeah. What else? Oh yeah, one other thing that I did was basically I found these Mad Men clips, and you'll hear me talk about them in the first version. And so I'm like, what are these Mad Men clips you keep talking about? So I think I was a little whatever fixated there. But so what I did there was I had these few Mad Men clips that I thought worked well together to tell a story of how jobs to be done works together. And so what I did was firstly, like earlier in Mila Note, I had a bunch, like 3 or 4 videos, but then I need to string them together. And so what I did was I just got on a Zoom call with myself and seeing a theme here. And then I just
I'm sorry to bother you, but we're the people who
recorded, like stitched those segments together. Okay. So then I had like a thing that I could talk through in the talk. Then what happened was I ran out of time because I knew there wouldn't be enough time to do this in the talk. And also like WebEx apparently doesn't do talks well. So then what I did was I recorded another Zoom video.
Howdy and third binge. Have a client, they're an advertising agency, 760s. They have a client that's a kind of fast food restaurant. And this copywriter, Becky Olson, who's Elizabeth Moss, has been tasked with figuring out a campaign to sell and move burgers down. And she's doing some user interviews here. So we'll watch this first. And I'll pause for it.
So now I'm talking through the whole thing and like, doing it. And now instead of having to spend time in that talk, I created this like almost this independent thing, right? Which is user story mapping and jobs to be done in the context of user acquisition. So now I have this other asset. It's great, and so I think that's everything. Yeah, it took 4 days to put this talk together. It went really well. Like the slides are, oh my God, the slides are great. They're so great. Sorry, I'm just going to share these for 1 second because I'm still. So, okay, anyway, the slides are really great. Like transition and stuff. And this took 4 days because, yeah, I was just iterating on the content really quickly. I was prototyping it and testing it and seeing, what worked and I love this line effect. So yeah, that's how I made a talk in 4 days, hour-long plus talk that went really well and didn't require a lot of time. Like maybe I spent, 5-6 hours, maybe. Like if I'd skipped the Mila Note stuff, it would have been a lot quicker and hopefully it'd be a lot quicker the next time. But yeah, 5-6 hours and got like a 1 hour talk time. It's a pretty fantastic ratio. It takes a lot of time to do the stuff. The slides, having help on the slides was really good. Note to self. And I think I'll stop now.